Snow showers are on the way for the overnight hours and through your Tuesday. Some light accumulations are possible out there. We'll track them coming up.
Investigators say a homeless man in Lexington died of hypothermia overnight. Now volunteers are ramping up their efforts to help those in need.
The Powerball jackpot continues to grow. The latest on the Powerball fever.
WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
It is a cold day here in the Bluegrass, and temperatures will remain below freezing as we head into the next few days.
That, along with a chance of snow showers, is why we have declared a first alert severe weather day for tomorrow. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking the snow chances in the First Alert Weather Center. Jim?
But it may be tomorrow as far as the snow chances are concerned, but we're here to get you ready today, and we will run into some snow overnight and especially through the day tomorrow. We're already tracking maybe a few flakes for some folks out there right now on our Defender radar network, and see a little batch of snow showing up. The main action and the bigger push of moisture will likely roll in as we head through the rest of the evening and overnight and through your Tuesday as well. Let's just break it all down. We're talking about overnight. Winds are going to get a little gusty, and when I say little, I mean I'm talking 30, 35 miles per hour for a better part of the overnight, and especially through the day as well. So you're going to have the winds whipping some of that snow around. Snow continues through the day, and as the daytime hours kind of wear on, it will begin to taper off, though, as we get toward the late evening and into the nighttime period. But that's when that's when the cold part of all of this will start to settle in as we get into the overnight. So basically, here's what it looks like. We'll go through the evening here for you. You see the clouds around overnight, early tomorrow morning, stopping it at 4 o'clock. It's a random time, I know, to stop it at 4, but that looks like maybe the leading edge of a few flakes trying to get in here for the bigger push, and then they continue through the day, as I think we'll likely see our temperatures hover during the peak heating of the day, probably around 30 degrees or so. But notice by 4 o'clock tomorrow, so very close to where we are right now, we're already down to 24 with some of those lingering snow showers in the area. So that's just the beginning. Going into Wednesday, we start off in the teens with single or sub-zero wind chill readings. So we're getting all of winter all at once. We'll track all of that coming up in just a few minutes.
Jim, thank you. Those dangerously cold temperatures may be to blame for a man's death in Lexington.
The Fayette County Coroner's Office says the victim was found about 6:30 this morning in the alley behind Wildcat Warehouse on South Broadway. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is tracking the death investigation in our top story at 5.
Just hours after dozens of volunteers worked hard searching the city for those without a warm place to stay, investigators say a homeless man was found dead here behind a Wildcat Warehouse.
We're so sad that we lost one of our brothers from the street.
Just before 6:30 this morning, the body of 41-year-old Robert Eugene Johnson was found behind Wildcat Warehouse in between the building and a storage container. Coroner Gary Ginn says both alcohol and the low temperatures played a role in Johnson's death, even though those who knew Johnson say he was wearing 5 layers of clothing. The coroner ruled his cause of death as hypothermia.
All of us as community need to look through the lens, not of judgment of yes, he was drinking, or yes, he, was just one of those people on the street. But look at him as somebody's brother, somebody's son. He had value. We have to be committed that no one else perishes on our streets because they did not have shelter.
If you know of someone or a group of people who need checked on, the Compassionate Caravan will do so. All you have to do is give their hotline a call. We have that number listed on our website, WKYT.com. In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
And Hillary mentioned this. Volunteers with the Compassionate Caravan have been out since about 2 this afternoon checking on the homeless. They're also opening up an additional shelter for tonight. Tomorrow morning is expected to be the first real test this winter for area road crews. Most road departments spent today getting ready. Crews pre-treated roads and loaded trucks with salt. Lexington road crews will report at 4 in the morning to begin treating roads. And you can get the latest forecasts, the closings, and weather headlines on WKYT.com and the WKYT News app.
We are tracking a breaking news alert out of northeastern Kentucky. State police now confirm one person has died in a house fire in Fleming County. It happened in the Wallingford community about 3 this afternoon. Investigators tell us a second person in the home was airlifted to the hospital with serious burns. There's no word yet on what caused that fire. A death investigation is underway in Lincoln County after a woman was found dead in the basement of her home. Police were called to the home on Upland Drive in Stanford after a woman was found injured in her front yard. That's when police discovered the second woman dead inside the home. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is tracking the latest in the investigation.
This all began about 8:20 this morning here on Upland Drive, which is just off of Danville Avenue. A neighbor driving by noticed a woman lying in the front yard. That driver called police and they and EMS responded, who rushed the woman to a Danville hospital. But when police searched the house, they found another woman dead in the basement. We're not being told how she died or even if a crime was committed. Police are just calling it a death investigation. We're told that she did have some injuries to her, but it isn't known that it had anything to do with her death. Police say the woman found dead inside the house is 78-year-old Carolyn Tiller. She lived in the house with her daughter, who is the one found in the yard. Officials say they are questioning her. It was very cold overnight and into this morning, but it's not known how long she had been there before she was found.
Obviously it is real frigid out here. I guess, you lay outside for an hour or so, or maybe even 30 minutes, you're going to have the elements going against you. So I'm not really for sure her condition, but they did say she was alert and talking.
There is still a lot of investigating to do. Not much is being said by officials. I did speak with a man who says he knows both of these victims, and he says it's not the first time police have been called out here. More on what he has to say coming up at 6 o'clock. But for now, in Lincoln County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
No one has been charged, and police are not releasing the daughter's name at this time. An autopsy to determine the cause of Tiller's death will be done tomorrow.
2 people were wounded this afternoon during a workplace shooting in Louisville. The shootings happened about 1:30 at Cardinal Kitchens. The manufacturing facility employs about 100 people. Police say it appears an argument between 2 employees led to the shooting. No word yet on the condition of those victims. The shooting suspect is still on the loose.
A fire destroyed a southern Kentucky home early this morning. Our county-by-county coverage begins in Laurel County. Firefighters say they were called to the home on Mitchell Creek Road about 8. No one was home when the fire started. Crews spent about 4 hours putting the fire out and helping the homeowner retrieve items from inside. The cause of that fire remains under investigation. In Madison County, a man has been charged after police say he intentionally caused a traffic accident. Officers were called to a home on Lexington Road just before 2 this morning. Police say Ty Lane was in an argument with his girlfriend while she was driving. During the argument, the girlfriend told police Lane kept putting the car into neutral and reverse. She told police he then grabbed the steering wheel and turned the car into a guardrail. Neither were injured. Lane was arrested and charged with wanton endangerment.
The Powerball jackpot continues to grow. No ticket matched all 6 winning numbers on Saturday, and the jackpot is now up to $1.4 billion. That's billion with a B. It is so big, signs and billboards can't even display the full amount. Jennifer Palumbo is at the live desk with the latest on this historic jackpot. And in our lifetime, this is something else, Jennifer.
It really is, Sam, and businesses selling Powerball tickets are cashing in on the Powerball fever, with Wednesday's jackpot approaching $1.5 billion. A gas station clerk in Lexington told us they sold 1,000 Powerball tickets just on Saturday. At E-Step's Friendly Shell gas station in Hamburg, workers tell us so many people want Powerball tickets, they had to form a separate line just for Powerball players. It was a bit quieter this afternoon, but they expect another big rush closer to Wednesday's drawing. One of the clerks is also hoping for lottery luck. She says if she doesn't win, she hopes she sells the winning ticket.
Somebody else's life would really change, and it could be somebody that really needs that change. It could be somebody who has struggled their whole life, and I hope that's the kind of person that wins. I really hope that it's somebody who really needs the money.
The odds of the perfect Powerball ticket are 1 in 292 million. If someone wins Wednesday night's drawing, that person will be the winner of the largest lottery jackpot in the world. 4 people in Kentucky did win $50,000 each from Saturday night's drawing. One of those tickets was sold in Richmond at the Meyer gas station. At the live desk, Jennifer Palumbo, WKYT.
Jennifer, thank you. And the cash option for Wednesday's jackpot is $868 million.
You just can't even wrap your
spend that
mind.
amount.
No, you can't wrap your mind around that kind of money. It's incredible.
Have fun giving it away.
Absolutely.
Coach Cal says he's not going anywhere, and today he again had to address reports linking him to the NBA.
WKYT's Rob Bromley's here now with more on Coach Cal and our Big Blue coverage. Hi, Rob.
Once again, a story coming out linking John Calipari to the NBA. The Brooklyn Nets job is now open following the firing of Lionel Hollins. A story on Yahoo last night connected Cal to the job. On Twitter this morning, Calipari downplayed the whole thing, saying he absolutely has the best job in sports and he plans on being at Kentucky for a long time. Then later on the SEC teleconference, he explained why the Kentucky job is the best.
Anytime you can have a championship culture, anytime you can be in the hunt for championships, or in this case in college in recruiting, you have one of the best jobs. You don't have to put fans in the seats. You don't have to raise money. Just coach basketball. It's a great job and one that I appreciate having, and I'm humbled to be here.
And Cal's team gets back in action tomorrow night in Rupp against Mississippi State. Ty Wynyard was talking for the first time today. I'll have that coming up a little bit later in sports.
We will see you then, Rob. Thank you. Tip-off, by the way, for UK and Mississippi State is set for 7. TV networks are planning to honor the late David Bowie with special programming. Celebrities celebrating his life. We'll have more coming up.
And a winter weather advisory goes into effect overnight early tomorrow morning for all of central and eastern Kentucky, as we likely get in on a couple of inches of snow. I'll track those chances coming up.
An innocent bike ride turns into a nightmare.
His brother stopped suddenly, and TJ didn't realize and ran into the back of him and flipped over the handlebars and hit his head.
Now she wants change, protecting your child's head. Tonight at 6 on WKYT.
98.1 The Bull.
First thing in the morning
and last thing at night.
Better country, 98.1 The Bull.
The best songs.
The biggest artists.
All in one place. 98.1 The Bull.
Ice? What ice?
Found it. Uh-oh, better get Mako. For a limited time, take advantage of Mako's half-off paint sale. Mako, America's body shop.
The world doesn't slow down for anyone. Neither do we. The bold 2016 Toyota Camry. Aggressively styled with available 18-inch wheels, dual exhausts, and the most advanced features right at your fingertips, including blind spot monitoring and wireless charging. Now, get a new 2016 Camry with 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 bonus cash. Or lease this Camry now for only $179 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
What do these women have in common? They are the staff of Ageless Medical Weight Loss. They've lost a combined 1,300 pounds. The team at Ageless will understand your struggles and celebrate your victories. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
Yes. 2,400,053 grains of sand. Exactly 2 hours for Steak and Shake's half-price happier hour. We'll never miss half-price hand-dipped milkshakes again.
But Master, happier hours from 2 to 5 now.
Pardon me?
They added an hour.
Great, I've lost count.
Happy hour just got happier. Get half-price winter shakes now from 2 to 5 at Steak and Shake.
Clients come into the office. The government has said, no, I don't believe you. You're not disabled.
The major problem with Social Security disability is that most people who sign up are denied at the initial level. If your claim's denied, don't give up. Call us immediately. We'll appeal your case.
We can do an effective job of representing you that will get you the benefits that you deserve.
Call Morgan, Collins, and Yeast. 1-800-55-WILDCAT.
Name something that often lasts longer than you want it to. Work.
A movie.
Sex.
Well, who the hell are you married to?
Family Feud. 1 full hour starting at 7 on the CW Lexington. WKYT First Alert Weather is brought to you by Cartown Kia.
Cold air is already here. Now we need a little moisture. and that's on the way and likely gets in here overnight and through the day tomorrow as we track our first decent widespread chance of getting in on some accumulating snow. Clouds are already with us, and radar is certainly suggesting we're seeing some flakes, and you might get a flurry or two, but the air is still kind of dry, and we have to moisten it up and get it ready for this, the potential of more snow. Winter weather advisory in effect starting at different times for different areas. Around 5 o'clock in the morning for us here in central Kentucky, a little bit later for you folks in eastern Kentucky. Why? Because the timing is what it's all about. It's coming in from the north and then drifting toward the south. And we'll watch the snow increase through the day as we work through it. And there you see what radar, Defender Radar Network, is showing. Generally, if you're getting in on anything from this, it's going to be light initially, and a lot of it is going to evaporate before it ever reaches the ground. We'll have another push of moisture, one a little more intense with a little more moisture with it, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to feed moisture into the area, and then as we do, it'll moisten up the air more, making it easier to snow if it's going to very well do that in your area here in the next little bit. And it looks like a big chunk of us will certainly see that. More energy upstream will be diving toward us tonight. Here's the way that looks with the hour-by-hour forecast. There you see the energy, frontal boundary, snow starting to break out as we get into the morning commute. Still hanging around possibly for your afternoon commute as well. That's the problem with this one. It's kind of going at us on two different time levels, because you'll have in the morning and it might be lingering into the evening. Luckily, we're not talking about a significant accumulation. 1 to 3 is enough, but for you folks in southeastern Kentucky, maybe a little bit less, because you're going to lose the flow. Now, normally I would say, hey folks out in the mountains, in eastern Kentucky, watch out, you're going to get a little bit more. But the way this is set up, we almost immediately cut the flow off, and it goes more into the mountains of West Virginia as opposed to the folks across southeastern Kentucky. So you won't have the higher totals this time, and I'm sure you're fine with that. Here's what we're looking at as far as the threats specifically. The accumulation, it's going to be more in the moderate category, because it's not a 10, 15 incher, but it's still certainly enough to cause the road conditions to be in that elevated moderate category. Winds are going to be very tough, 30, 35 miles per hour. So our concerns with that, blowing some snow around, that's even a little bit higher than the actual snow itself. And then power outages still low because of the snow chances. But with that wind thrown in there, I had to mention it because you have the wind blowing around 30, 35, could certainly cause some issues with that. Wouldn't be surprised to at least have an isolated power outage. And here's the other reason the wind is such an issue, because once we get through the day on Tuesday and into Wednesday, look at some of these wind chill readings going early on Wednesday morning, single digits. I think some of us even get into the sub-zero range. Here's your first call for snowfall. Here you see the totals lighter to the south and east. And across central and northern Kentucky, a good 1 to 3 inch swath for us. And a quick check of that 7-day forecast. We'll see the cold and the snow for Tuesday, cold on Wednesday, and then a quick recovery before we do it all again. And it's even colder the next time it comes around.
Oh, I feel this pattern is going to stick with us, isn't it, for a while?
Welcome to winter. It's finally here.
Finally.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
And a couple issues still working around town. First of all, we have that collision I-75 northbound. This is going to be near the 106. A car has flipped over. That's I-75 north at the 106 on the interstate near 8th and Spoonsboro. And then a new crash at New Circle in Woodhill. That's an injury collision that police are working, inspecting the outer loop of New Circle approaching Woodhill. And they still have the ramp shut down. That is from I-75 south at the 110. That ramp's closed because of a diesel fuel spill. They're diverting traffic there. Winchester Road, that ramp is still not open. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Don. President Obama will deliver his last State of the Union speech tomorrow night. How it's expected to be different from all the others coming up.
It's a Jeopardy clue you can eat with a spoon.
What's in the fridge? A quart of this Greek-named Greek yogurt from Dannon.
Think you know it? Find out on Jeopardy!
Jeopardy! Tonight at 7:30 on WKYT.
Wait, don't buy furniture now, because a big secret is coming. Starting Friday, Ashley Home Store is having a sale so epic. We're closing on Thursday to prepare. Huge savings for every room. Incredible finance offers. Ashley Home Store secret sale is back. Do not miss it.
2 people can eat all this food for $9.99.
And it's all my favorites.
Yeah.
2 Conies or 2 burgers and 2 tots and 2 drinks.
Yeah.
It's like I'm seeing double.
Totally. Speaking of double, look. Maybe they want to hang out.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
Just be cool,
I'll
man.
be cool.
No, you're
I
not
know
gonna
how to be cool.
You're gonna be.
You guys want to hang out sometime?
Oh, man.
I think I nailed it.
See and eat double. 2 can eat for $9.99 all month long. And stop by for buy one, get one free wings on Monday nights. this is how you sonic.
Our cancer patients are really special people. They're determined, they're tough, and they're such wonderful people to care for. It's really great to offer patients the standard of care, but then we have trials so that we can also give them the cutting edge, where we explain to the patient this is the standard, but this might be even better. Because of the excellent work we do, we've received an outstanding award from the Commission on Cancer. I'm Dr. Hain, and we treat every one of our patients like family at Baptist Health.
Folks have been taking the short drive to satisfaction for over 20 years. Folks from everywhere come here, not just from here in Winchester. And who wouldn't come here? With over 2,500 vehicles to choose from here in Winchester, Kentucky. No matter if it's 100 miles or the short drive from Lexington, our staff will help you start your journey. Tim Short Chevrolet.
Can't wait to try these wings.
I know. And apparently this spicy honey barbecue sauce is so good, it'll change your life.
Yeah?
Mom and Dad, can I borrow the car?
Our son's in a boy band?
We have a son?
Life-changing? Maybe. Indescribably good? Definitely. The boneless wings meal with spicy honey barbecue sauce, served with crinkle fries and a small drink. Zaxby's. Indescribably good.
Wait, don't buy furniture now because a big secret is coming. Starting Friday, Ashley Home Store is having a sale so epic. We're closing on Thursday to prepare. Huge savings for every room. Incredible finance offers. Ashley Home Store Secret Sale is back. Do not miss it.
When big news breaks, be the first to know. Download the WKYT News app and turn on push alerts. Breaking news at your fingertips when you need to know what's going on. Push alerts, now available on the WKYT News app. Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
President Obama doesn't have any public events on his schedule as he prepares for tomorrow night's State of the Union address.
Weijia Jiang is on Capitol Hill with what you can expect to hear in the president's final address.
The White House says this year's State of the Union address is going to be unlike any other we've seen before. President Obama is not expected to present a wish list of policies to Congress.
The president's delivering a speech that's not about him. It's about the American people and about the future of our country.
With Republicans firmly in control of Congress, the president has resorted to executive actions on controversial issues such as minimum wage, immigration, and gun control. Tuesday's speech could preview the next issue he will take on without Congress, election reform.
You'll hear the president talk about making sure that every American has a chance to influence this democracy, not the select few, not the millionaires and the billionaires.
Gun control is a big topic President Obama is expected to address on Tuesday night. The White House is highlighting the issue by leaving one seat empty in the First Lady's box to represent the victims of gun violence. I hope you can come. Monday morning, the White House released a video of Jill Biden and the White House staffers calling people to invite them to sit in the First Lady's box at the speech.
And I was like, the White House? I said, do you guys have the right numbers?
South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley will offer this year's Republican response. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
And after the speech, the president will hit the road to sell his vision of the future at stops in Omaha, Nebraska and Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
To honor David Bowie, the TV networks MTV and VH1 will air dedicated programming to celebrate the life of the musical genius. MTV plans to air some of Bowie's biggest MTV moments on Monday. VH1 Classic will air blocks of Bowie music videos over the next couple of days and the film Ziggy Stardust. Both networks also will air additional archival content later this week.
These cold temperatures don't just affect people. How to keep your pets safe this winter. Coming up on WKYT News at 5:30.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 100.1 WKQQ.
Sometimes you get in your mid-40s and you're working harder than ever in the gym, and sometimes it's not your fault. And that's where Body Shapes came in. I'm stronger, I'm faster, I've got more passion, more energy, and I'm happier than ever. Without hesitation, I tell anyone to go to Body Shapes.
Made in America means something to Toyota. And around here, Made in America means made in Kentucky. Toyota has brought over 22,000 jobs here, investing nearly $6 billion in the Bluegrass State. and building over 10 million Toyotas, including the bold 2016 Camry, with its aggressive style and the most advanced innovative features. That's Kentucky's own Toyota Camry. For all Toyota offers, including Camry, go to buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Integrity. Character. Dedicated. Committed to service.
To serve and to protect.
We are the men,
the women,
the present,
and the future.
The office of the Fayette County Sheriff. Join our team.
Yeah, I can't believe this DQ $5 lunch comes with fries, drink, and a sundae.
Can't believe it now comes with this KC barbecue burger.
I can't believe Randy's barbecuing.
Oh! It's barbecue season at DQ with the new KC Barbecue Bacon Cheeseburger $5 lunch. You need a breakfast built for work days, not weekdays. The chicken and gravy breakfast burrito from your DQ. A chicken strip plus eggs, cheese, and pepper gravy in a warm flour tortilla. Served with crispy hash browns and coffee. Just one of our delicious $3 breakfasts. Only at your DQ.
Ram's continued leadership is eye-opening. Like Ram 3500 with the best towing, best torque, the best payload, and Ram 1500 with the best fuel economy. It's no wonder more people are driving Ram trucks than ever before. Guts, glory, Ram.
During the auto show, returning FCA U.S. lessees get $12,000 in total values on the purchase of a 2016 Ram 1500 Outdoorsman Crew Cab.
As a Health Mart pharmacist, I'm committed to helping you and your wallet stay healthy.
He helped us understand our Medicare Part D insurance, saving us money for more date nights.
My prescription savings all go to this guy.
Medicare drug plans can change every year. Ask your local Health Mart pharmacist how you can save money and stay healthy.
To find a locally owned Health Mart, visit healthmart.com. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
For the first time since I can remember and forever, I liked shopping because I liked how I looked in the clothes I tried on. So that's been really fun. The more you lose, the more you want to stick to it and do it, and that was my motivation.
It is time now for Better Living, health, education, and consumer news that impacts your life. Many diseases get their start in your digestive system, so some doctors are going there to treat them. Linda Champa looks at how a healthy gut can mean a healthy body.
This is scary. This isn't just about feeling better, looking better, getting nice clothes. It really was about life and mortality more than anything.
Betsy says she tried everything to get healthy, but nothing worked. Out of desperation, she turned to nurse practitioner Lisa Vassell, who says not all, but most disease stems from the digestive system or the gut. Vassell and physician Patty Zub are functional health practitioners who try to find and fix the root cause of disease. They say conditions such as diabetes, fatigue, and even autoimmune disorders are a red flag that something's off in the body.
A lot of times that comes from the gut, and how cool would it be to just fix the gut and you can get all of those things to go away too.
So how do you fix the gut? Vassell and Zub say it starts with eliminating highly processed and sugary foods and instead eating plenty of vegetables, fruit, lean protein, and complex carbs. And they say add foods rich in prebiotics and probiotics because they promote the growth of good bacteria in the gut. Prebiotic powerhouses include asparagus, bananas, legumes, oatmeal, artichokes, garlic, and onions.
Many of the chronic diseases in our society that are treated with pills can really be beautifully addressed with lifestyle changes, stress management, exercise, the right nutritional support.
In Waltham, Massachusetts, I'm Linda Champa.
A once popular name is now going away. You're not going to see the name Motorola on phones anymore. The Chinese PC maker is changing the name to Moto by Lenovo. Lenovo bought the company from Google in 2014 for nearly $3 billion. Motorola was responsible for the first walkie-talkies and consumer cell phones. Ride-sharing company Uber is cutting fare prices in more than 100 cities in the U.S. and Canada. It's a bid to stimulate business as it tries to beat the winter slump in people ordering rides. In some cities, this is the third straight year Uber has dropped prices at the start of the new year. The amount of the discount will vary city by city. The price cuts went into effect over the weekend. For more health, education, and consumer news, go to WKYT.com and click on Better Living. Now, here's what's coming up at 5:30.